Well, hey y'all, Frank Mano here, and I just want to share with you today one of the most fun and spectacular guitars we've ever had come through. And I know when you first get a guitar, there's all that initial excitement and hyperbole, and just say this is the greatest guitar ever. I've never played a Les Paul this great, but I've never played a Les Paul this great, and I want to make a case to you why I might feel this way. This is a 1959 Wildwood Spec Tom Murphy Les Paul from the Custom Shop. And just some of the things that makes this guitar amazing, or in my opinion, the ultimate Les Paul, are all the little features that go into it. Now, I have had the blessing and the privilege to play real 58s and 59s, some 56s. So I got a little bit of a reference as to what they're supposed to feel like. And I could safely say that no Les Paul I have ever played, and I've played quite a few, has ever come to capture the experience of playing those real old 50s guitars. Now, if you don't know who Tom Murphy is, look him up. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about him, but he's done aged instruments for everybody from ZZ Top to Jeff Beck, and he's got a whole roster of people. And of course, he's worked for Gibson. But what Murphy did is he took these Les Pauls and he wanted to make the most accurate 59 possible. So it started with the top. He wanted an accurate 59 neck carve, so he carved the tops to make them like that. Then he wanted a very accurate paint job, so using the 59 he had as a reference. I don't know if the color's really coming through in this video. It looks a little reddish yellowish, but if you saw it in person, it really does have a 59 look to it. Also, he's hand selected the flame tops. Some of the really outrageous chevroned and highly figured Gibson Les Pauls today, they're beautiful. I love them, but those are not what the originals look like. This is more what the originals were like, where you could see in this light, it looks fairly pronounced and figured. If I move just a little bit, it almost disappears. That's what the original ones were like. They weren't over-seasoned, if you will. He also used hot hide glue. He used a neck with a long tenon in it, so you get that authentic sound and flavor. Authentic 58-sized frets. So Murphy hand-painted, Murphy hand-carved, he hand-reliced. I mean, I don't think this is going to come out in our video, but there's relicking or aging, depending on how you want to look at it in there. And I don't think you can get it really, but in some of the pictures I'll post later, you can see it. And it looks like an authentically aged guitar. I love relics for various reasons, and a lot of them, they look like they're relic. This one looks like it's aged. The weight is good for Les Paul, 8.85 pounds. It's not a backbreaker. Again, hand-selected top. I'm reading off a spec list here. It's got the one-piece mahogany neck. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, the neck carve, also off a 58. Some of the newer Gibsons have either baseball bats or really thin ones. So this is a 58, 59 sort of neck carve. One thing Murphy did, which I absolutely love, and this is just a thing for me, I don't know if it matters to you, but he got a file and he rolled the edges of the binding. Now, what that means, if you buy a brand new Les Paul, usually the binding's very sharp. The fretboard and the binding meet at almost a direct angle. But here it's rolled, so there's a lot of comfort involved when you're playing it there. The neck is very comfortable. It's a 0.91 to a 1.00 up here. It's got the authentic carve, which is and again, this goes back to the real ones. It's not a C. It's not a full C. It's got a little bit of a V toward the top, and it expands to a C. And again, that's the way the original ones were. These are two custom buckers. The good folks at Wildwood Music tried to get as close to a PAF as possible, gave Tom those specs, those readouts, and Gibson developed pickups, which are as close as you're going to get to an authentic PAF anywhere in the world. So it sounds great. It feels great. I don't know enough of the history, but the plastic parts are all accurate, down to the truss rod cover, and the spacing between the truss rod cover and the nut, the Gibson logo. I don't think you could see it, but there's some relicing in there. They really spared no expense at making this a 58-59 Les Paul feel. The other thing, which I'll try to remember to show you later, which just a little more icing on the cake, it comes with an aged case that looks like the authentic 59s did. Was this guitar stupid expensive? Yes. But it's the sum of all these parts, all these little tiny details I'm telling you, is what makes it worth it. Now, I was able to get this because Zach Oswald brokered the sale of my 56 Telly. So I was fortunate enough to be able to get this. But it's just an outrageous guitar. Is it worth the outrageous price? Yeah, if you appreciate the things I'm telling you, it is. So let's hear a couple sounds on it. There's nothing I could play that's really going to make a great deal of difference to make this guitar sound justified. But let's hear a couple things. And today I will be playing out of, I don't know if you could see it back there, a Deluxe Reverb. This is a hand-wired Fender Custom Shop Deluxe Reverb. So let's hear some tones out of that. But thanks for letting me share the history of this great guitar for you. For me, this is probably the best Les Paul I've ever had. And this may also be the last Les Paul I'll ever have, because it just kind of checks all the boxes for what I'm looking for in a guitar. But if you have any questions, write the email at the end. But let's hear a couple tones. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you letting me share this incredible guitar with you. Really is a pleasure to play. And also, I'd highly recommend the Fender Custom 64 Deluxe Reverb. It's I'll do a demo separate for that one day, but it has a true boutique sound. And in a world where there's a ton of manufacturers, whether it be Morgan or Dr. Z, looking to emulate a hand-wired Deluxe Reverb, this one is absolutely up to vintage specs. It sounds as good as the old ones. It just needs a little time to break in the speakers. But look that amp up if you're looking for a real, true Deluxe Reverb type of sound. Well, thanks again for watching. I hope this has been a blessing to you in some way. And may God bless you, and have a great day.